back to another episode of Athlete for Life. Today I want to cover some stuff about my regimen that I follow in terms of some fasting and supplementation, because I've been getting a lot of questions on some of that stuff. And back when I started doing this with the channel, I kind of wanted to incorporate some of the things that I do to enable me to kind of turn back the clock a little bit and fight Father Time. So this is kind of jumping into some of that area. So I appreciate all the questions, and I'm more than happy to put some of this information out there. So I want to do a little sit down. This is going to be a little more informal. I'm going to cover some things that are very beneficial for me, whether or not anyone chooses to use any of these products. I'm not pushing anything. They're just random products that I use myself. But I want to kind of go over some of the benefits of what it does for me, which is crucial in training at the level that I do at my age. So for the record, again, I am 48 years old. Will be 49 at the end of November. So that's creeping up on me real quick. But a lot of the stuff that I take and that I do is instrumental in, like I've said before, in that fight to, be able to train at a high level and keep my body kind of in a very peak physical condition. Everything I'm doing right now is natural. I'm achieving my high levels of fitness through, good stress management, sleep, recovery, my supplementation, my eating, the fasting. So I'm able to kind of juggle all those and put them together to achieve a natural effect that's been able to, keep catapulting me forward and making gains and progress in my training. What I want to do first is cover some of the fasting. Now, I've been doing the fasting probably for maybe a year now, and I really didn't know much about it until, Nick Dompierre and I became very good friends, and he was doing a lot of fasting at that time. So he kind of got me on the fasting train, and Nick is younger than I am, so it's a little different for me. For when males over 40, fasting is a little different. So I did my own research on fasting over 40 and found that for me, the best way to fast is only doing it 2 to 3 times a week, but doing a longer duration of a fast. So normally I do a 2 days a week fast, and I'll hit usually 20 hours. I'll do a 20-hour wet fast. So I'm drinking, the only thing I'll drink in the morning when I wake up is some green tea for some caffeine. That'll help suppress my appetite a little bit and give me a little energy boost. And then once I get into maybe the afternoon hours, I stop drinking the caffeine and just switch over to water that has a little bit of Himalayan sea salt in it, just to keep my electrolytes and sodium levels up. Benefits in brain function and cellular repair, very good for heart health and lowering your blood pressure. And reducing inflammation. So all those are very key components in total body function, and it is huge for maintaining your health and wellness. But one of the biggest things for me for the fasting has been its ability to increase naturally my testosterone and growth hormone levels. It improves blood lipids to support increased hormonal production. So that's huge. So as I'm aging and getting older, you always worry about where your T levels are at, and you start feeling sluggish and no energy and, sex drive, all that stuff. But for me, I've been able to fight that and combat that naturally by doing the fasting, which I've been very, very happy with. So I'm very grateful for Nick kind of really introducing me to the fasting, because it's worked really, really well for me. I'm doing a kidney cleanse now in the morning, which is some lemon juice, baking soda, and apple cider vinegar mixed together in about 6 to 8 ounces of water, and that's been really good with flushing out my kidneys, especially since I'm taking creatine again. I'm a little worrisome that it might not that I've had it in the past, but getting older, I don't want to have any kidney stone issues. So this kidney cleanse every day kind of helps flush the system and the kidneys and keeps them nice and clean and functioning well. All right, so let's jump into some of the supplements that I'm using. And it's not a lot. It might seem like a bunch, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty good considering the results I'm getting on a all natural level. And you know, I think that's crucial. I think anything you can do naturally to achieve your goals, and that's what you should be doing, because this is sustainable over a longer period of time. So let's start with the big boys. This is like my power stack. Obviously, I've mentioned in the past that it starts with the creatine. So I got the creatine here. This is just a first form creatine. Got it through Nick because he's with first form. I really like it. You know, the creatine is great for improving strength, increasing muscle mass, helps your muscles recover quicker during heavy and intense exercise, and it helps with explosive power and speed while exercising. So those benefits to me are huge, and you know, I definitely feel it's helped since I've added it back into my regimen again. So I take 5 milligrams in the morning with my shake when I take that, and that's it. I also have another product called HMB. This is from a company called Excel Nutritional. I believe they're out of Miami, Florida, but I've been using this one for a very, very long time. I actually have been using this mainly to prevent muscle deterioration. The HMB really assists with increased muscle mass and strength. It also assists in protein synthesis and recovery, and it works very well with the creatine. So these two paired up together are, you know, they're like a super stack. And it really, the one works off the other and the other works off the other one. So they work very well in combination if you're taking them together. We'll get into this. This is the glutamine. So I take the glutamine mainly for recovery. It does a lot of other functions in the body, but I'm using it for recovery. It's another protein building block and helps in protein synthesis. It's big in immune system health. So that really helps boost my immune system up, because it's rare that I get sick. And if I get sick, it usually has to be something really, really strong that my body just can't fight off. But I don't really get sick very often with little colds and stuff like that. I'm pretty healthy year round. But the glutamine, I'll take 5 milligrams of that, usually at bedtime, because it works good overnight to help with repair and recovery. The HMB, I don't think I mentioned, I'm taking 3 grams of that daily. So that's the super stack. That's the big kind of muscle building, recovery, training, power, speed, and muscle retention supplements that I take, which are great. Those 3 have worked really, really well in helping me maintain my body weight and size and muscle size. So at 180 pounds, I really stay right at that weight, kind of no matter what. I may fluctuate a pound or two, but it's definitely helped stabilize my weight. All right, so let's get into a couple supplements here that I'm taking that work well together. One is called Boron, and it's a company called Now Boron, and I'm taking 9 milligrams of this. I take it in the morning. Boron, if you don't really know much about boron, you can Google it. I'm just gonna hit a couple key points here. Probably the biggest thing for me is it assists in increasing testosterone levels. So with, you know, everything I'm doing, I'm trying to naturally boost those levels as much as I can through supplementation. And that one, boron, is a big one, and it helps with the testosterone levels. It also is good for building strong bones, builds muscle. And this one, not a lot of people know, it assists in your thinking skills and muscle coordination, which, you know, as you get older, those things can diminish significantly. So, you know, anything that can help retain those and keep them functioning at a high level is really great. So that's, you know, just a few of the things that boron does. And I find it to be very, very beneficial. And like I said, take 9 milligrams of that in the morning. So piggybacking off that, another thing I take in the morning is this is Adrenal Health. This is from a company called Gaia. It's an adrenal support supplement. And that's been great. That's another one that Nick introduced me to, and I really can't say enough good things about it. That's been huge in helping me recover, especially after really intense workouts. Stuff that kind of taxes your central nervous system and causes kind of like overall body fatigue. It really kind of eliminates that or keeps it to a minimum. On top of that, it's also enhancing metabolism, it ups energy levels, and it eases that adrenal fatigue that you may feel after really, really intense exercise training sessions. So those two have been really great. I always make sure I have the Adrenal Health, and now that I've been taking it, I really can't see not taking it because the benefits are really huge. Because being older, when I do a lot of really intense types of exercise, it really, really hits me sometimes. And you know, at night it could either have like restless leg syndrome or just overall general fatigue, and that supplement really keeps it to a minimum. And this is a B12 supplement. These are pretty, you can get these anywhere. So this is B12. This one I'm taking a lot. I take it every day, and it helps with metabolism support and healthy nerve and blood cells. So then we'll jump over here to the D3. Another basic one for bone and immune health. It's also very good for cardiovascular health and even brain and nervous system health. Because once you start making sure that all these systems are functioning and firing properly and correctly, the results you get are much better, especially training-wise and performance-wise. If you start having breakdowns in certain areas, it's going to affect, you know, a lot of things, but, you know, and as it pertains to training, it'll significantly affect those areas. Just a general overview of some of the things I'm taking to help, like I said, turn back the clock. You know, it's imperative, it's crucial for me. This stuff, I believe, works. I think, you know, a lot of what I'm doing is evidence of that. And there's always going to be some skeptics out there that might say otherwise, but I think a lot of my results kind of speak for themselves with, you know, being my age and what I'm doing and what I have done and what I'm planning to do. All that stuff kind of, you know, rolled into one, and it kind of substantiates, you know, the things that I'm doing and taking are working. You know, so I can't say enough good things about some of these supplements. All right, so that wraps up this episode of how I supplement and some of the benefits and why I'm doing it. So I hope this was informational and beneficial. If you have any questions, comments, throw it down below. Do the best I can to kind of answer some of those. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out tremendously. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this segment, and I'll see you on the next Athlete for Life.
Wow.